Hello guys, welcome back to NASCAR Heat Evolution. Before we start this episode, I um just wanna let you guys know I'm kinda sick right now, so I might sound a bit different. I might be coughing or sneezing or whatever in this episode, but I just really want to record. So we're gonna get into the next race at Dover. I pressed the wrong button. So yeah, normally you shouldn't record when you're sick, but like I got the energy and I've really been itching to play more because I really like recording this series.
Go, 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 go!
So it's time for Dover and whatever was after that. The Coke 600, I think, so. Yeah, just a lot of, like, allergy and, like, snot stuff. Just making me feel ill. And sore all over and that kind of stuff, but luckily I don't have a sore throat. This kind of stuff just runs in my family, and I'm just super glad I don't have a sore throat along with that, so. A little cold or whatever can't stop me from enjoying the legendary NASCAR Heat Evolution. And apparently neither can my entire Steam library getting uninstalled stop me from playing NASCAR Heat Evolution. Kurt Busch on the pole.
The Monster Mile, located in Dover, Delaware, is a handful for veterans and rookies alike. This 1-mile concrete oval is a self-cleaning racetrack with banking so high it's described as a
Brad K.
ride by the drivers. Momentum is a key to winning at Dover, but Miles the Monster lurks around every corner, waiting for you to make a mistake.
Wait, no, I thought I put in the age verification that's supposed to allow the beer sponsors to show up, so that shouldn't say Brad K. So I don't know, unless it's not a thing for that car. Again, not been a fun couple days, but recording will cheer me up. I may not sound the greatest, but not gonna stop me. There is previous race winner Truex. We're gonna get around him. And I did not realize how well we qualified, and now we're running top 20, so yeah, my current sponsors are the top 35 with sort of like a little guaranteed money boost, and then a top 25, which I wasn't sure if I was gonna beat that, but looks like I will. Looks like this track is fairly easy as long as I don't throw it away. We got 28 laps, so we got plenty of time for something to go wrong. And we will have to pit, absolutely, so. Just gonna try to take it easy. Don't have much to talk about other than, yeah, I'm sick. Been a bit of an adventure recording this Let's Play so far. You know, getting used to recording, making a couple changes, almost having the Let's Play get deleted and now getting sick. Who knows what's gonna happen next?
Still there? All clear. Car low.
But yeah, at least I don't have a sore throat. That's the worst part.
Car low.
And back in January or February, I had COVID, and it wasn't awful, but the main symptom I had, it was kind of similar to this, but the main symptom I had was sore throat, and by sore I mean razor blades. It was just hurting constantly. Anytime you swallowed, it felt like there was razor blades. It was just awful, and I had to constantly do stuff to cool my throat, and it lasted about 10 days overall, the whole COVID thing. Some days better than others, but it was pretty bad. And I also, because of that, I didn't eat as much. I ended up losing 10 pounds. Now, since then I've gained that back, unfortunately. Let's just say I'm more than a little overweight, but partially due to my disability. Uh, One thing I've noticed though is that due to my disability, the past few years I've not really gotten out of the house as much as I used to, and so I wasn't getting sick as much. But this past year or two, I've been getting sick more, and it's probably due to getting out of the house more. I've been better at doing that. I've had more energy. Instead of feeling sleepy throughout the day, I've felt like going out and doing stuff. So, yeah, if you want something a bit uplifting, there you go. Even though I'm sick right now, it's just a little allergy cold thing. I actually had one a couple weeks ago, and now it's kind of came back in full force again. It just feels like your whole,
Ready to go.
like, face area is blocked with crap. Anyway, enough talking about that.
Stay high. Still there. Car low. Car low.
We're starting to slow down a bit, we just don't have the grip, and we're, starting to let some cars by. And now we got damage.
Car low.
Hopefully we can at least get that top 25, but it's definitely going to be rough on the long run. Trying to make my laps a little bit better. I think it's working. Struggling on the exit though. That's why I don't like Dover in most of the NASCAR heat games. It's just so hard on the exit, especially if you're side by side.
Still there.
Yeah, feeling like this might be a long episode between this race seeming pretty long and the longest race of the season after that, so
Car low.
continuing to slowly lose some more spots.
Stay high.
So
Still
we're
there.
probably going to fall out of the goal position. But I'm not worried too much about that because, like, the money isn't that big. We're probably going to end up getting the next upgrade this episode anyway, which I think is another horsepower improvement, so
Okay, that's the halfway mark now. Still there.
okay, we're halfway already. Yeah, 25-second laps. Not really like the top lap time you would expect here.
Still there.
There goes Dibby. He's been pretty good this season for a BK Racing car. Seems like BK Racing itself might be a little overpowered.
Still there.
I ended up noticing that David Reagan got a top 10 in an earlier race that I didn't notice. And then DeBenedetto got second in that one race with the weird results at Texas.
Yellow's out.
Okay, we got a yellow. And everyone's pitting. And we're taking 4. Whether the field does or not, it's not my issue. And we're gonna take out Wedge. Let's do all the way. Actually, no. I know Dover is usually a loose track. And I could end up getting loose even on this setup, so we're not gonna go all the way down, but we're still gonna go quite the ways down.
Get set. The race
Man,
is
the
on
urge to
green.
cough right now is kind of
Flag.
big, but
Car high.
it might mess up the recording a little bit.
Car high.
Whatever.
Car high.
Not like anyone's
Car
watching
low.
anyway. I've looked at the statistics, and as of the time of recording this, the average view time for one of my
Still
videos
there.
is about 1 minute. So people go to the beginning and be like, "Ew, this guy sounds cringe," and then quit, or they'll just kind
Still
of skip
there.
through the video, or they'll just skip to the end to look
Clear
at the
high.
point standings, which I guess that's fine. But I'm hoping there's at
5
least
laps
someone
to
out
go.
there who's okay with watching these.
Still there.
Of course, I'm gonna do it anyway just because I want to. It's something I've always
Car
wanted to
low.
do, but it'd be nice to have
Car low.
a little, just even a couple consistent viewers would be awesome. It'd mean a lot.
Hold your line. Car low. Clear high.
Wait a second, what's going on here? Why is David Reagan a lap down?
Stay low.
Not
Still
quite
there.
sure. Wasn't paying
Clear
attention to
high.
her spot either. When I'm thinking about stuff to say, I'm not always paying attention to the race.
Still there.
Matt Kenseth's back here.
Stay high. Still there. Still there.
Alright, 3 to go. And we're racing Brian Scott
Stay
for
high.
our goal position.
Still there.
But it's like 4K, and we're at like
Car
50K
low.
out of 75, so it's not going to be much compared to our prize money. Plus, we'll probably get that top 35 money as well.
Still there. Here you go. All clear.
But again, I don't know if the money really matters. I feel like it's going to take about the same amount of time for everyone to get upgrades just because of how big the race winnings are, but I mean, it's nice that there is strategy and you can pretend like you're doing something. Even if I don't really know if it affects the light. It makes it like you're working towards something.
Last lap.
I do like that. So yeah, I do actually like the money and sponsor system in this game. I just wish that the upgrades weren't linear.
Still there.
Which, you know, in future games they fixed that part, but then the sponsor, it just became super lazy and lame. The sponsors are done a lot better in this game, minus the fact that your main sponsor, you just choose it and you can't even see what the paint scheme is, and yeah. But the secondary sponsors, you choose based off the objectives, or I guess if you just want that certain sponsor on your car. But something I didn't notice looking back at one of the videos is, yes, those secondary sponsors do appear on your car. The first one appears on the deck lid. Maybe we can see it. Yeah, there it was. Mechanics wear. I'm not sure. Oh, it's Moog. It's the same as my primary, so I'm not sure where it is. We'll have to figure it out some other time. Hey, both goals. Let's see who won the race. Winner at Dover is Joey Logano. He was winless, so he's got one now. Danica top 10. I think that happened IRL this race, or maybe it was 2017. I don't know. Alright, the Coke 600. Do we have enough money? We do. Let's get that upgrade. Now, here's something I hate about games when they do this. Here it says 1% horsepower improvement. Here it says 1.5% horsepower improvement. Is that stacking with this, or is it like the same thing? Like, is the 1.5 here separate from this, so it's 2.5 total? Or does it just go from 1 to 1.5? I don't know. But anyway, we have the first tier of upgrades. We're a quarter of the way there, guys. So, 100K for a shop expansion to get, well, that stuff. So, yeah, but we're going to have more speed now, which is going to come in handy at Charlotte. So, let's get it underway. It said that Charlotte Motor Speedway had the record for the largest HD TV in the world, and that got topped by
Go, go, go,
Texas.
go, go, go.
But I thought Bristol had it with the big Jumbotron thing. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't count, or maybe that was after. I think it's got a name, and I can't remember. Anyway, there's Charlotte with big Mario pipe in the background. I always thought Charlotte in these games had a Mario pipe in the background. I'll show you what I mean when we go back around. They were around turn 2 behind the track. Anyway, we're able to actually make the turn here, not slide up the track any. I feel like we're gonna have some good speed. I actually meant to go take another look at my sponsors, but speaking of which, the secondary sponsor goes on the rear of the car, because that Moog logo was not there on the rear before, so that's where it goes. But I think you can get at least one more later on. There's at least 3. And also coming up in a few races, like I think the time where you get the option to change is scripted. Could be wrong. But I think we're coming up pretty soon on getting a new primary sponsor. And it'll be kind of set between the same 3. So I already know what it's going to be, because I'm sticking with Chevy the whole time, but yeah, we'll get a different car soon enough. I kind of wish it didn't have to be mid-season, but yeah. The later games, it would just be at the start of each season, but even then, you get 3 options, and they were locked between manufacturers. It was annoying. And in this game, you can't even see the paint scheme until you select it.
The race is going great.
I really don't like that, but yeah.
Car high.
There really are no custom schemes in this game. The career mode schemes are just these
Car high.
little low-quality templates that you can't change in any way.
Car high.
And there's no paint booth. E2 would get a paint booth. It'd be pretty basic, but, you know.
Car high.
Their paint booth would steadily increase with each game. And then when Monster Games went on to the Tony Stewart games and stuff, the dirt games, it got better there. And eventually, it got almost on the level of NASCAR Ignition with their latest game, World of Outlaws Dirt Racing, which seems to be doing pretty well. Thanks to iRacing having its name slapped to it, it got some attention, even though iRacing really had nothing to do with it. But the paint booth in that game, really good.
Clear high.
But they have come a long, long way from this game, just progressively getting better every year. I'm so proud of them, because I always thought they worked their butts off to make these games. They're just small.
Car high.
Like this game had some big issues, and it had some really dumb moments that I think really dumb things in it that I think they could have fixed. I don't think they're perfect developers by any means, but I think they really have the passion, and I think they truly want to make good games. But I think when it came to the NASCAR Heat games, they weren't really trying to make a good NASCAR game as much as they were just a good racing game using NASCAR properties. Which is why there's some things like, oh, that's not realistic. I think it's because they were more focused on just a racing game using the NASCAR stuff instead of making a NASCAR game. Does that make sense? I don't know, that's just my theory. That's not, you know, official.
Stay low. Still there.
Anyway, we got 28 laps at Charlotte. We're racing around that goal position again.
Still there.
Really starting to feel stopped up now. Anyway, let's, the controls, dude. I wanted to go to cockpit for a little bit. Maybe not now. Need to race Casey Mears.
Stay low. Still there.
Whoa, big run from a 7.
Car high. Clear high.
I didn't even mean to go up there, but we might be able to make a pass. That's pretty cool.
Car low.
We got someone on pit road with an issue, I guess. A blue car, not sure who. Maybe Jimmy.
Still there. Car
We got your average mile and a half in this game is about 23 laps at this length. This one's at 28, so. I've noticed you can go a little bit below the apron and not really lose that much speed.
That was a great
I'm not
lap.
really doing it on purpose, but I'm glad that you can. Alright, we're making our way up now. Making my way down track. Going fast. I like to make little song references sometimes,
Still there.
but I know that people don't like my singing, so I'm not sure how much I want to do that on YouTube. Plus, a lot of the songs that pop up in my head are ones that no one has heard of because I listen to a lot of music, but I go more in depth on that during my other Let's Play going on right now, Rising Star 2, because that game's actually about music, so I won't talk about it here. But you should go watch that. I know it's not as popular of a game, but give it a shot. For me, please. Anyway,
Still there.
sorry, Paul Menard. Sorry. We only have 12 laps on fuel, so not a
Way to
lot.
go.
We're gonna have an 8-lap run at the end. We might get another caution. We've been getting cautions in most races. I don't know if we've had another cautionless race after Atlanta. I've noticed in the early heat games, Atlanta always had some weird races, so just a trend I've seen.
Carlo.
Oh man, Reagan's just flying, and I keep trying to block him. He's going places, dude. We'll see if he passes Bernard. And there's 3-time champion Tony Stewart. Man, I'm sorry about the cold, dude. I really wish I didn't have that. But it's like, it just pains me to wait. It's like, I want to play Evolution. And I can't just play it without recording it. I mean, I guess I could do some more quick races. I might end up doing that. Might end up doing the challenges, though. I could do the challenges for a video, too. That'd be interesting. Even though a lot of people have done that. But, I mean, a lot of people have done the career mode, too. So. And I don't know if this game has it, but back then they'd put little videos for the challenges and stuff. Actually, did this one have unlockable paint schemes for the challenges? I can't remember. But yeah, I think, maybe, just maybe, because I think you have to unlock the challenges from racing, quick races and stuff. So I might do some quick races on my own time.
Still there.
And, if I unlock all the challenges, we might just do them on video after career, or maybe even during the career. So,
Still there.
but for now, let's focus on the Coke 600, where we're getting close to the halfway mark. Ooh, it sure is an endurance race. Getting pretty spread out now. Let's go. I mean, we can't really turn the volume up, but let's crank it up. Let's just,
There's a wreck in
stay silent for a little bit. Oh, never mind. There's a wreck. I feel like every time I try to do that, something happens. And in this case, there was a wreck. Doesn't look like there's a caution, though. Let me just take a look. Oh, I think there's been multiple cars with issues in this race. There's somebody on pit road. Was that Hamlin? Maybe? Or Truex? I don't know. Okay, so now we're gonna do the cockpit thing. I'm gonna go silent for a couple laps to rest my voice.
Carlo. Stay high. Still there. All clear.
Okay, then that didn't work.
There's trouble in turn 4.
Sorry, Busher.
Carlo. Clear
Dang.
high.
I keep
Okay,
thinking of it's
halfway mark
McDowell in
now.
that 34, because he's been in there for a while now, but nope, it was still Busher. McDowell was still at Levine. And again, they don't usually throw cautions for single car wrecks in this game. So I guess we're gonna stay green. Oh yeah, so I never mentioned the pipe I was talking about. If you look in turn 2, that big tower thing, I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, but it looks like a Mario pipe. I know it's not what it is, but first time I ever saw that, I was like, is that a Mario pipe? And then, of course, there's that big screen on the backstretch. In later games, they'd make it one of those generic copy of your camera onto a TV screen thing. I wish there was a game where it actually had, like, camera angles of the race as it was happening. But I get that would be hard to do. And NASCAR Ignition did a little different, where they just put this little stock video on it of drivers and stuff. Because I think it's annoying to just have, oh, let's just put the same screen that you're seeing onto the other screens. It's just kind of dumb.
Still there?
It's just a trend in games, but, you know, I guess I'd rather see that than have it be a blank screen that says sprint, so, yeah, they would end up adding that at some point.
Still there?
It's also the scoring pylon, which I'm pretty sure doesn't work.
Carlo.
I think it said the 39 was in the lead, which isn't a number that exists in series.
Still there?
But I know another thing about Ignition. As crappy as that game is, it has some details right. Apparently the scoring pylon actually works. I don't know if it works live, but like if you look at it in between sessions or whatever, it'll have the right numbers. That's really cool.
10 laps to go.
Anyway, there's Jimmy Johnson. I guess he did have an issue earlier, and now he's zooming. But I think we're gonna head down pit road this time. Don't want to block Danica too much, and I also don't want to mess up the pitting like I did at Texas, so
Car ahead is pitting. Slow down.
alright, we got it. No repairs. We'll take everything, and we'll lower that wedge. I don't know if lowering the wedge has really been making a difference, but here we go. Yeah, your car will slow down when other cars are exiting or whatever. I think it might actually sandbag your car faster so that it, like, everyone ends up having the same length pit. I could be wrong. I don't know. There's also no pit crew upgrades in this game. There might still be RNG to it. I'm not sure, but you can see it's 14.7. In later Heat games, you'd have to upgrade your pit crew. In most NASCAR games, you have to, but in this one, no, you don't really mess with your crew. And a caution came out during pit cycles, and now we're stuck a lap down. Okay. I think I did mention this in an earlier episode that in NASCAR games, cautions love to come out during green flag pit stops because the AI don't really work that well during those situations, and it worked at Atlanta and I think one other race, but not working here. And I don't know. Yeah, I'm not on the lead lap now. I think there's like 9 cars on the lead lap. And Jamie McMurray's the leader, so we might see another upset. I mean, I don't know if you consider McMurray an upset, but yeah, another dumb finish because of whoever caused that caution. I might take a look at the replay and see if it shows it. I'm not sure.
Still there?
But now we're running kind of far back. I would like a top 25. Is there any way that can happen?
Carlo.
Let's try running up here. That's working pretty good, actually. Well, it is gearing the corner.
Carlo.
We still got a couple laps. There goes Jimmy again. He wants to get some spots.
Car high.
And there goes Danica. Is that going to be another caution?
Car high.
Why am I so slow, dude?
2 to go. Car high. Clear high.
But, again, no caution. But there's been a lot of incidents in this race. At least compared to what we've seen in this career. This is also going to be a longer episode than usual, I can tell. Not really much I can do about that. And I mean, it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're getting that top 25. Larson, what was that?
Last lap.
There goes a lot of my speed. And top 30 isn't really a sponsor goal. But, we'll just see. We'll just try to get every position we can. And after that, we'll take a good look at the points, because I know a lot of people are interested in those, so I'll try to do a more thorough look at the points after this episode. But I guess we'll take the checkered flag one lap down and see who won the race.
Carlo.
Uh-uh. I know Busher's probably mad at me, but he's not getting that position. Sorry, bud. And I like Chris Busher too, IRL, but I remember because I was new in 2016. I thought it was I always rooted for upset winners, so I thought it was the coolest thing ever when Busher won at Pocono, even though it was just because of weather strategy. But Harvick with an issue again. McMurray wins over Regan Smith, and I saw Brian Scott and Michael Annette up there as well. Unbelievable. I don't know if McMurray was in the playoffs or not, but it's certainly getting interesting with these winners that were below the cutoff line getting wins. 20 grand from that race. After those two races, we are 30th in points. I think we could be doing better, but we're not too far behind some of these guys, so we have opportunity to move up, but I thought we could do better after that speed upgrade, but it didn't really help us too much here. So yeah, this is already running kind of long, but we will take a look at the point. We'll start from the bottom, I guess. Landon Castle is last place. Front row is the last two spots, which I might have been part of that help because of me getting into Busher, but I mean, Busher would be tied with Labonte if he had gotten that spot from me. And Labonte and Jones are tied. I'm not sure how it determines the tiebreaker there, but yeah. Could be based on stats like IRL, I'm not sure. Or it could just be random, whatever. There's a couple ties down here. Anyway, if we go up, I need to beat Casey Mears, Regan Smith. Of course, Michael Annette got a points boost in that race, so did Brian Scott. Well, and Smith got second, so that helped him. It probably wasn't me finishing badly. It was probably more a lot of the guys I'm racing finished really good in that race. So let's go up. McMurray is 13th. And Kyle Busch has still yet to win. Neither Busch brother has won. Those are really the only two big drivers that have yet to win. So that is now 11 winners in 13 races. That's a lot of different winners for this game. But Harvick is your regular season points leader over Jimmy Johnson and Dell Jr. Logano is 4th, now has a win, and then Kyle Busch 5th. And well, you can see the rest. Let's look at the chase standings. There are now 5 spots open on points. So I don't know if we'll get 5 more winners. But who's out here? I mean, Menard, Newman, Boyer, Blaney, Elliott. Then you have Stewart and Larson aren't even in the point situation. And then some of your obvious stuff after that. So yeah, this is definitely an interesting playoff grid compared to what I have seen in this game. But that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. I know this was a long one. If you made it through, thanks a lot. And I don't know what else to say, dude. Just thanks for watching this episode of NASCAR Evolution. I'll see you guys next time. Later.